Amber Alert that ended in tragedy.
And a trail of clues that should have stopped it. Chief Investigator Ron Regan uncovered a massive failure by police, prosecutors, and the courts.
Well, that's right. She was a young mother shot to death, her baby kidnapped, an ex-boyfriend on the run. But who killed Caitlin goes far beyond pulling the trigger.
911.
We think our daughter's missing.
911, what's your emergency?
Okay, where would your daughter go? Go ahead.
We rushed over to her house and she's not here. Hello, 911.
Caitlin was just 22 years old.
Then she hung up.
And she barely hung up.
Her 7-week-old baby girl in the back seat. And Caitlin's ex-boyfriend
We have a lot of history with this guy.
about to make good on a promise.
She was shot?
Yes, she's out.
Okay,
She shot her at least 5 times.
Oh, he shot her 5 times. You saw him shoot her.
I want everyone to see this baby girl. I want them to know that her mother could have been here. If it wouldn't have been for multiple failures of police agencies and people just continually looking the other way.
Looking the other way, time and time again. Our investigation found the path Dakota Stiegel pursued for years was as deadly as the road he traveled last March, when finally striking again for the last time.
So the day I die, I will carry in my heart that my baby got horrifically murdered for no reason.
Caitlin's father now has custody. Stiegel committed suicide, but we found a pattern of violence allowed to continue for more than 2 full years.
Who's trying to kill you?
Caitlin first calls for help November 2014.
My boyfriend trying to stab himself and he's had me down on the ground trying to stab me also.
Stiegel left behind his blood-soaked sweatshirt and a terrified Caitlin.
What's your name, honey? Caitlin. Caitlin? Yeah.
Stiegel had stabbed himself in the chest. He was committed for a mental health evaluation. 3 months earlier, at the county fairgrounds, he was arrested for throwing chunks of concrete in a crowded parking lot. But Stiegel's explosive temper would surface again and again.
Almost certainly. I mean, there's been many threats from Dakota on Kate's life.
Caitlin's aunt remembers one of them.
I'm going to make you lose your job, then I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to kill myself and I'll be done. That's what he told her.
By 2015, arrested again, trying to steal wine. Then, a few months later, Stiegel explodes again in a drunken rage, punching Caitlin in the left eye. In May 2015, she files for this protection order, telling a judge, "I don't feel safe." Instead, Stiegel was allowed to roam free. The warrant never served. Records show deputies made only 4 tries, then gave up. Caitlin's case was dismissed.
Hi, I had the police out here earlier.
So, just weeks later, Stiegel lashes out again for the 3rd time.
So he started pulling my hair and holding me down on the bed and hitting me.
Over the next 10 months, Caitlin called 911 repeatedly.
He attacked me in front of my 14-year-old sister.
Even her mother called.
She's tired of calling the cops because they told her if she called them again, she would get charged with disorderly conduct or something.
That's right. A 4-time victim of domestic violence now fears police will arrest her.
We're just afraid that something's going to happen.
And it did. It's now January 2016.
He was threatening to kill her and himself.
Caitlin calls 911, but hangs up. And 1 month later, Stiegel strikes again.
He was in a domestic with his girlfriend again tonight.
Caitlin has now been threatened with her life 6 separate times over 16 months.
She had tried to get away from him. She knew they were not good for each other. But at the same time, she was still trying to be a friend to him because he did threaten to commit suicide multiple times.
Then, 2 weeks later, Stiegel sends Caitlin a series of threatening text messages. Her uncle calls police.
I have got a guy that is claiming that he is on his way to kill my mother and grandmother.
Stiegel now claims he's outside.
He claims that he has a gun and he's coming there to kill them.
3 days later, growing increasingly unstable, Stiegel barricades himself inside his apartment.
The press wants to commit suicide.
But despite repeated threats and beatings, police, prosecutors, judges, and probation officers could not stop Stiegel from striking again and again, until one night
Is the female still there with you?
last March.
Yes, she's dead.
She's dead?
Multiple people knew. Multiple people seen it, and they never said nothing. We're going to be bystanders to let beautiful little girls like this be raised without a mother? What kind of society are we bringing up? What kind of society are we living in today?
Our investigation found criminal charges against Stiegel were routinely reduced, and he was continually placed on probation. Even more alarming, Stiegel took to social media 2 weeks before the murder, searching for a gun, and friends knew what he was planning. No one stopped him. I'm Chief Investigator Ron Regan.